Hello and welcome to Prego Coding Classes. This is Amber Roy. In the previous video, you have learned how to make the user sign up or register in your app using Firebase authentication. And in today's video, you'll learn how to sign in the user using the Firebase authentication. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So first of all, we need to make the primary activity the login activity so that the user can switch to the register activity if the user is new, and we won't make the splash screen activity primary as for now. So copy it, slash, that's it. Then underneath the login activity, greater than sign, less than sign activity, and within the signs you just paste it. So the login activity becomes your primary activity. Close the manifest file. We open the login activity. Now, as the registration activity also, have initialized all the variables from before so that I don't waste any of more of your time. Initialize the Firebase auth, Firebase auth login activity, Firebase auth, an instance of that, Firebase auth equal to capital F, Firebase auth dot get instance. That's it. Create method that is check if verified, and that's it. Now we'll write Firebase user, my user equals to Firebase auth dot get current user, and we'll check my user dot is verified. Let's make it boolean rather. Verified, then it would return true, else it would return false, and that's it. So next, method for sign in user, need the email ID, need password. Okay, so we write Firebase auth dot sign in with email and password, email ID, password, add an on-complete listener, new on-complete listener, so it auto completes. Now add an on failure listener, new on failure listener, and it auto completes. Put a semicolon, else it will show an error. Use a toast message, get message, that would show the user the exact error that Firebase is throwing. Here we check if the task is successful or not. The task is successful, then we'll show a toast message, signed in successfully, and we'll change activity to the main activity where all the coding will go, all the informations will be shown. So login activity dot, sorry, I need to create intent dot this, name of the activity, let us see. It was main program, so main program is the activity. Now you need to close this activity, then you need to migrate. So that's it. So in here we'll code everything underneath the set on click. Now first we need to set the text status and progress bar to invisible, then we'll set it visible. But set visibility invisible, and the progress bar, we name it prog bar. So prog bar dot set visibility invisible. It. So these two controls are invisible at the start. Put the set on click listener now. So button dot set on click listener, new view on click listener, string user email equals id get text dot toString dot trim pass equals password dot get text dot toString. That's it. We won't trim it. Sign in user. Now we'll do the user email, password. Here what we need to do is we need to check. So if verified, or rather do it here. Task is successful, and we'll check. So if verified is true, this else will show a toast that verify your account will sign out the user. So Firebase auth dot sign out. It will show this error. So that's it what we do. So it should sign in now. And did I miss anything? So when the program starts, this to set to invisible, on click when the user clicks. So this two variables takes the email ID and password, transfers it to the sign in user method. Now sign in user method signs in the user, then on successfully signed in, it checks if the user is verified or not. Until unless we sign in, we do not get the current user, so we need to sign in first. So if the current user is verified, then the intent changes. Else there is a toast message and sign out. That's it. And there's a message on the on failure also. So that should work pretty fine. Now we need to set the visibility and also text status dot set visibility log bar dot set visibility. Now text failure. So the status show, or rather the toast is fine. Status dot set visibility invisible and prog bar dot visible. Now as it is visible in here, when the verify your account occurs, it is set to invisible. Now on failure, hit this one, hit the on click, the button goes button dot enabled equal to false. Let's disable the button because I don't want the user to be clicking continuously on the button. That would produce an error. And when the task is successful, it does what it need to do, and else the button dot set enabled true. When there is an error, the user can again hit the button dot set enabled true. That is quite professional now. So the user can only hit the button until unless an error occurs. When an error occurs, else once you hit it, the button is disabled. Now we need to code the sign up dot set new listener. We should start an activity on this new intent login activity dot this to register activity dot class. Okay, and the user can press back to switch to this login activity again. We don't need to finish this one. This is our primary activity now. So this is it, and it should work. So let's run this program and see how it is going to perform. So as you can see here, our project has loaded, and the first initial activity that has fired up is the login activity. So it is asking for my email, and as if you remember from my last video, I have registered my PregoSoft's email ID. So I'll not provide the ID for now. I'll provide a random ID and random password, and let's see when I hit login what does it show. It shows the text status and progress bar and an email and an error, and which is the email address is badly formatted, so you need to assign at something.com. Now this is not registered, so let's hit login again. There is no user record corresponding to this identifier, so the Firebase error handler is working quite well. Now I have given another ID which is not verified through the link, so I'll type that, and I'm blurring this ID because I don't want this ID to be public. So and let's type the password. Now when I hit login, verify your account to continue. So this user is not verified through the link, so it is asking the user to verify first, then the user can log into this application. So now I'll give the PregoSoft's email ID at gmail.com. Sorry, the G has just capitalized, and the password is 128. Now when I hit login, it is successfully signed in, and this is the main program that I'll use to code everything. Now what I'll do is I'll hit back. So we just need to check the new user sign up text view. When you hit that, the registration activity again comes in, and when you hit this one, it again goes back. But we are not finishing the login activity when we hit the new user. So when I hit back, it is again migrated to login activity. But then again, I finished the register activity. So now when I hit back, it should quit the application. So that quits the application. So if you have learned something from this video, please like this video and please share as lot as possible. Please subscribe to my channel. Also hit the bell icon. Thank you. Bye bye. See you in the next video.